Hello everybody. Today we're going to go over what women are expecting from men and men from women energetically, right? So it's not the ego expectations but energetical exchange. Now I also going to talk about how we misplace our roles and we step into different roles and how what comes out of it, right? Like usually if there is not an equal energetic exchange, there is a common mistakes that happen and common results, right? So people don't just divorce or split up. There is always something that was before that, and we're going to go over it. So let's start what a feminine woman expects in a relationship, right? So this is energetically correct, right? Don't think that if yours is not like this, it's wrong. It is probably a little wrong, but it doesn't mean that you are a failure. We're all here to develop. So there's no people who are like perfect and then those that are just failures. It's not true. It's not true. So just listen, learn. If you need more clarity, ask questions, consultations, and all that. So feminine energy, first of all, needs security, always. Now, how a feminine energy will get security if she doesn't feel secure inside? So basically, what a man gives to a woman is what is already reflected in her. For example, first, before she will give anything to a man, she should get some security from him. This is first chakra. In first chakra, he should get her safety. This is place to live, food, medical expenses, something that will keep her alive, right? This should be done by her father, then by her husband, and then by her son. So man, masculine energy in her life. But a woman needs to feel it. She needs to feel the security to receive it. For example, one of my masters, she's a very feminine woman. She's a very strong woman. You would never know when you see her, but inside she's like a rock. And I don't say that she doesn't know how to be in pleasure. She's constantly in pleasure, but she's so sure, like she's married, right? If she wouldn't be married, there won't be no difficulty for her to cater to herself. So she can provide probably even better than her husband can. So she has that kind of feeling inside of her that she is deserving of it. And the man obviously delivers to her. She chose to receive it in feminine energy, not to fight for it in masculine energy. But if she needs to, she can. So that's what I mean. You need to feel it inside yourself. Now, the second thing that the feminine energy expects is catering to her wishes. This is third chakra right here. Now, a woman has wishes. Somebody has to make them, right? So after you have food, house, you have somewhere to live, you start being in pleasure and you start dreaming about more. So a man, a masculine energy around her has to deliver it. Otherwise she will have to deliver it herself, right? Just like we just spoke. So for example, she wants to go to Maldives, or she wants to buy a condo, Miami Beach, or let's not go that far. She wants flowers just for her arrangement, right? Every day. So somebody has to bring it, and it's man. It's a man who basically a masculine energy around her. Now, when I say masculine energy around her, it doesn't have to be a man, really. It has to be her own success. Man, it's money, man, and success. So if you're getting friends who are in masculine energy, it doesn't matter. It's just you trusting the masculine energy around you. So, and the third thing that a woman is expected, like a feminine energy, is status. This is fourth chakra. Fifth, sorry. I'm looking and it doesn't make no sense. So fifth chakra. So when a woman gives man pleasure and then she gives him love, she expects something in return. It's only normal to give her something in return. Because if she will be giving him her intuition and her so to say magical support, right, she needs to be something for him. I will explain that in the mistakes that happen if it's not. So a man has to give her some kind of status. She has to be a wife, something that's satisfactory to her. whether she will be a wife or she will be, I don't know, if she's in the Middle East, maybe second wife would be satisfactory to her, but she has to have a status of something. She can't be just somebody that he sees sometimes. It's not correct. Now, what about man, right? So basically, the exchange goes like this. So man gives in the first chakra woman security, a house, food, some needed expenses, right? What a man is expecting? A man is expecting pleasure. And it doesn't have to be through sex, right? So a man is this energy, very chaotic. Masculine energy is chaotic. It's always striving, always active, right? What the masculine energy needs is this calmness and like pleasure, right? To relax, be inspired, and know that everything is fine, that he's on the right track and everything is going on. So basically he needs to have this quiet place where he can recharge, not think about nothing, and just move forward. It is very wrong to give this kind of calmness to a person who is really nobody to you, especially if you do it through sex. Now, it doesn't have to be through sex, but you should never give masculine this kind of comfort if he doesn't give you something in return first. Otherwise, you will burn out. Remember this is very important. Why men strive so much to be with women, to have sex with women? Because they get this kind of pleasure, inspiration, and then they can move forward. They get the energy to move forward. Now, why women feel bad to refuse? Because our society is mostly masculine, but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be felt bad, you know. Now, me, for example, I have strong energy flow, right? So I can inspire man, but mostly of the time I get something from man. So it's an easy exchange for me. I made it already like that. Now, if a man doesn't give you nothing, you just in hopes to get something, it's wrong. It's wrong. It should be natural. Now, if you want to just be with the man because you need intimacy, you're probably in masculine energy. All right. The second thing, so after man gets the pleasure, he's on the third chakra. He achieves things, right? He has energy. He goes and he makes money. When he makes money, he gives a woman what she wants, right? He caters to her wishes. So he gives her the trip to Maldives, that what else was there? So whatever she wants, right? Now what he expects love and appreciation. So this is fourth chakra, right? And respect, obviously. But so when he feels this kind of feeling, he feels like he's needed and appreciated. This is very, very important for man. Now, don't expect a man to love you back. It is impossible, because this is not a man's dominant chakra. Men don't really love. Men care. That's different. So don't try to choke out of your man, I love you, because he will lie. A masculine man doesn't really love. He cares. He gets a little attached, so to say. He feels inspired by this woman. He wants to do things for her. But love is a feminine feeling, so don't expect that. Now, and also, it's love, acceptance, and neediness. It's feminine, right? So a masculine man could not be needing something. It would be strange. It would be illogical. And then he also needs guidance and wisdom. This is sixth chakra, right? So when a man gives a status, right, a woman gives him guidance. So what would be good for them, for their family, for their union, right? So for example, she would say, it would be nice if we would have a summer home somewhere, so we can, let's say, summer home in Europe, so our kids can be more educated in traditions or something like that, you know. So she's guiding him towards what will be beneficial. A man is basically just fighting. He knows he needs to know what to fight for, right? So she's giving him the guidance. So she tells him we should go to this event because it would be beneficial for your career. You know, so a man needs this guidance, but this guidance doesn't come just like that. You have to go through steps to get to that guidance. So this is equal energy exchange. Now, let me tell you something to remember for sure. Men and women connect energetically. No matter what you say or what you do or what you try to show, it's important what do you feel inside. For example, if I have no respect for this man, if I don't admire him, he will feel it. No matter what I'm going to tell him, how good he is, how I appreciate him, no matter, he will feel that I don't see him as a strong man and I don't appreciate him. So I remember a few years back, there was always so popular articles, how to inspire a man, how to do this, how to do that. It's good ideas, but they're all very fake, because if you do it with your mind, the man will never feel. Yeah, okay, so you will try to do it nice, right? So for example, you want to kind of make a nice dinner, candles, and then kind of seduce him, but it's coming from the mind. It's not that you felt so inspired by him, that you respect and admire him so much that you want to do it, right? You want to do it because you want to inspire him, which is it's actions, it's masculine energy. So don't do that. Important, better cultivate the right energy flow inside of you. That's really the only thing. But don't do nothing than to do something in masculine energy. Now another thing that I wanted to say: don't overstep your role, and do not allow your man to overstep his role. I will explain. Because if you'll do that, the energy exchange will be damaged, kind of. For example, your man comes home and he's upset with something, right? Something went wrong at work or whatever, and you start feeling sorry for him. That's mother. And then you start giving him advice. That's mother. And then you start gossiping about his boss. That's friend. So you're already not a woman for him. You're all this. Now you have to stay a woman. So how would you do? You basically would tell him, or even not tell him, but just listen and tell. Okay, a feminine energy wouldn't even listen, because a masculine energy would never complain to a woman. There's his woman, you know. Only if he doesn't see a woman, then he will complain, because he will expect some kind of actions from her. Now, if it's his woman, he would never even ask her, no, for advice. He would never burden her with this kind of information, and definitely he will never ask her for like money or some kind of help. If a man asks you for money or help, he definitely doesn't see a woman in you. So do something about it right away, and never ever ever help a man. He will never appreciate it. He will appreciate in the moment, but he will hate you and despise you for that. Don't ever do that. You will never become a woman again for him if you will do that. But you can be polite and say, listen, I don't want to hear this. You're strong, I'm sure you will figure it out. Or you can just be quiet and then say, well, you're strong, I believe in you, you will figure it out, right? But you need to really feel it, you know. If you say it but you feel like, oh my god, this cry baby, I have to care for him now, that's what it will be. So the same with man, right? Don't make your man your girlfriend or your mom or your father or something like that, right? A man is connected to you to be your man, nothing else. So don't be a needy little girl, like I want something, could you please buy? It's very girlish, you know, expressing your want to a man, but don't become a little girl, because men like to spoil little girls, but they don't have sex with them, obviously, you know. So don't ruin it for yourself. Now, why the exchange has to be equal? If it's not equal, you have to do something to make it equal. Now, if it's not equal, one of you will burn out. For example, if a woman gives a lot of pleasure, love and everything, and a man doesn't give her nothing back, she will be burned out. The man will leave her fast, because what else to take from her? He's not giving nothing. He doesn't feel needed. Now, she will feel, so how will she burn out? She will feel disappointed. She won't feel any respect for a man. She won't feel admiration. She will basically she basically loses her femininity, right? Now a man, let's say a man provides and cares, right? And he doesn't return nothing, he doesn't get back nothing, no love, no pleasure. So most of the time this man will start looking around for to get it somewhere else. So there are men that they love women, and I had men like this in my life, and they would give her everything she wants, right? But they don't get nothing in return. So basically they do it with their ego. They want to prove to her, to himself, that he can kind of win her over. But what do they do usually? They usually have somebody on the side that gives them something. Now if a man doesn't have nobody on the side and he doesn't get nothing from his woman, right? Then he starts gambling or drinking. He starts having some kind of addiction. It is a bad thing. Now, if a man doesn't give a status to a woman, let's say, but she does help him with intuition and everything, she basically, it is a very bad thing for a woman. She loses herself, she loses her divine feminine energy. I would never recommend to nobody to do that. It is really even more dangerous than just giving a pleasure to men, because this is something important. Also remember, when you date a man that is attached to somebody else, let's say he's married to somebody else, you supporting their family, you're getting nothing. It's very energetically dangerous, and like it weakens you very fast and very, very much. So don't do that. Don't do also don't do that basically. Now if a man gives the status but doesn't get guidance from a woman, right? So the woman is like in her little girl, right? I don't know. So she doesn't give him any guidance, right? She's like, whatever you will do, I don't care. I mean, I'm fine, right? Then he becomes influenced by others. Masculine energy has to be guided by something, by some kind of wishes. So he will be guided by another woman. A lot of monarchs, they used to have these courtesans that were very smart, intelligent women. Why were they having courtesans and not listening to their wives? Because their wives were not guiding them. They basically were for childbearing, and the courtesans, they had all the time in their life, right? They could read, they were educated, and they were able to guide the man. Again, there should be an equal exchange, and if there is no equal exchange, there will be problems in marriage, problems in a relationship. I don't mind for a relationship to split, but only when both parties are ready. So let's see, you outgrow yourself, even though I don't really believe in that, and you went separate ways. But when it's because there is no right exchange of energy, it's really pitiful, because you guys could have been, let's say, happy together. All you need to do is just make sure the flow is equal again. So that's it for today. Ask your questions, and until next time.